I don't think I could marry like a white woman. Like, I don't think so. Maybe,
Why
but
is
I don't
that?
think so. Because I need someone racist like me. Like, I need somebody racist like me. Really?
So you don't
like,
care about love,
No,
attraction?
I mean, if I love her and like, it's like, then I'm like, man, she's the one. I found it. But like, in general, I need somebody to see the world. I need to come home and be like, yo, like,
you need
because a white woman in general is not going to see that.
Now, this is a 2013 interview with Childish Gambino in the Breakfast Club. Now, I was thinking of this recently because he is now with, I guess, lifetime partnership with a white woman named Michelle White, several kids, so on and so forth. He chronicles the dynamic of their relationship in one of his songs from Alta Vista and 31520, track 2819. Anyway, like, it's not a walk in the park out here for a man like Donald Glover and Zack in regards to wanting to have a relationship, a flourishing relationship in their line of work with the black woman. Like, follow me, just follow me for a little bit. All right, I want to explain something real quick. For a black man in the South who has like a flavorful taste in music, dresses a certain way, speaks a certain way, especially as an adolescent, it's so hard to be with a black woman who fully understands you as a person. Now, did I date black women all throughout school? Absolutely. However, let's be clear, let's be honest. I started high school in 2005, graduated in 2009. Black women weren't really checking for black men with a super eclectic taste in music and style and a broad viewpoint of the world. It's not common, number one. And number two, a lot of people weren't willing to go out of their comfort zone. Even if they thought you were cute, thought you were handsome, you were more something they were interested in and maybe didn't want to voice out of fear what their friends would say, so on and so forth. Like, I have to admit, I have some privileges being like conventionally attractive, I guess. Playing varsity sports, right? Basketball particularly. Having a certain sense of style and expression is not the same for everyone. However, even still, while many...
So this is a very interesting one here that I've done several videos on, guys, and shout out to this brother right here because he's hitting on a few points here that a lot of brothers run into, and he's speaking the truth in terms of this. You guys know I just covered the whole Marcus Brownlee situation, or giving that example in Afrotech, I believe that's what it's called, and guys who were conventionally called nerds and have an eclectic style, like he said, have a taste in certain music that typically black folks aren't supposed to have a taste in, are looked at as outcasts and they're not an in crowd. Now, he said one thing in terms of him being in the sports and being good at sports. Doesn't matter what your style of music or what you're into or how you dress. If you're good at sports, you're good at sports. So that's going to bring women or attract women as well. Look at Ricky Williams. Ricky Williams is dude from San Diego, surfer type dude, talks like a surfer dude. He's heavy into spirituality, birth charts, horoscopes and stuff like that. Far out hippie type dude. But he still pulled women early on, even though he is married to a white woman now, like Childish Gambino or Donald Glover is. So a lot of brothers are into black women, but like he said, growing up, and a lot of times out of peer, the way their peers might view them, they may find you attractive or find you cool, but they don't want to feel like or be made fun of by their friends. And that's just how it is. And I don't want to liken this, but I'm going to say this because I've heard this, right? I am biracial, light skin, mixed, whatever you want to call it. And conventionally, light skinned women aren't into light skinned men because of what society says. And it doesn't look cool to say that you, as a light skinned woman, that you like light skinned men because you may be looked at a certain way by people who are dark skinned. even though you may feel differently, but just because of peer pressure in society, you may not. So just the same thing with guys who are geeks, nerds into anime and stuff like that. You're called corny, and that's why typically later on in life you tend to date outside and date other women of other races because you are accepted. There was a video I did also, this gay TikToker, and he said that there's a similarity between black men who exclusively date white women and gay men. And what he basically correlated the whole thing is these guys who date white women exclusively are more free, as opposed to another black man who's trapped within the confines of masculinity and being hard and tough all the time and not expressive and feel like he has to live up to this certain idea of what a black man is, tough, gangster, whatever have you, which a lot of women seem to be drawn to. But he's got some more to talk about. I haven't watched this video. This is my first time watching it along with you guys. So let's go ahead and finish this up and see what else he's talking about in terms of this. Let's go.
Girls were interested in me, yada, yada, yada. When it came down to us actually meshing, this is even through college, it never really synced up. Even when I got back on the dating scene, post 6-year marriage, one thing I often got, I only date black women. Oh, I didn't think you would date a black woman. Excuse me? What did you say? And my common retort would be, my child is black. But for some reason, so many women thought I would never opt to be with a black woman, which I think is crazy. I think it's actually crazy to really think about and say. So when it comes to like a Zack or a Donald Glover, these are men who've been on record explaining the nuances of being black. But also, growing up in Atlanta, both of them, especially East Atlanta, you get your pick of the litter. East Atlanta is very diverse, but what I'm getting at is, in those communities, it's often hard to find a black woman you find, not only physically attractive, but really resonates with you on a different wavelengths you're vibrating on. There's so much to say, but my brain is getting clogged. But do you get what I'm saying? It hasn't been a walk in the park. Listen, I understand that black people have made a quantum leap when it comes to accepting that blackness isn't a monolith. That has not always been the case. Do not let recency bias fool you. I don't care if you listen to Paramore Misery Business. You did it probably in the confines of your home, not telling your peers you was really into that. So I remember in 8th grade, I got called white for Pharrell being my favorite rapper. That's crazy. When Snoop and Pharrell did Drop It Like It's Hot, I swear the slander I endured for being a black man, being a fan of Pharrell, was crazy. Even in the same year, 2004, College Dropout drops in February. Wow, there's this new rapper on the scene who is super fresh, really dope, super talented, and like I identify with that. I remember I got called gay for being a Kanye fan. Actually, people thought my preference were men who looked like me because my favorite rapper was Kanye. It was a concept many people could not understand. So fast forward, I can understand how a Zack or Donald Glover chooses to be a life partner or husband to a woman that does not look like him. It's not an overnight decision. Y'all haven't really been in those trenches like that before, where you want to cling to, wanting to be with a woman who looks like, by the way, my soon-to-be fiance's beautiful black woman. We did not give up my ex-wife, black woman. But really locking in what I'm saying, it's not a walk in the park that many of y'all understand. And there's a lot of nuance in that conversation.
So I actually had to look up Zack Fox just now. I see that he is a comedian. I mean, whoever he dates, that's on him. But to give the example of what he used those two, Donald Glover and Zack Fox, he's saying that it's not a walk in the park. And a lot of times guys, to get with a woman, they do feel like they have to change who they are or hide who they are in terms of what they like and what they're into. I remember one time, and for me, I don't look like a conventional, if you were to Google black, even though, as he said, black people are not a monolith, even as far as it being a homogenous society where everybody looks alike. When you think of a black man, you don't think of me, right? That's not the image that pops in your head. But I've never been accused of saying, I thought you date. I never heard that in my life, even as me being a man who's half white. I've never been accused of, I thought you only dated white women. Just never happened. And maybe it's because the way I talk, the way I carry myself, I don't know. But I could see a lot of guys trying to change who they are to fit in or be with a woman, and that's just not it. I remember one time I was playing, I think it was Red Hot Chili Peppers. I was playing that. I was playing Californication and something else, and she was like, well, this is a woman I used to date. She was like, will you turn that off? Turn it off? Like, what are you talking about, turn it off? So I was like, what you think this is, just because you don't listen to this? Like, you like what you like, man. We're not all supposed to like the same thing. We don't all smoke weed. We don't all like going out partying in the strip clubs, getting drunk, playing tunk, spades, all these different things, like watching Trauma Bond, Tyler Perry movies, all this other stuff. We like different things. We like different genres of things. We don't all eat fried chicken or have to eat macaroni and cheese, even though whoever don't like soul food, I don't know what's up, man. But anyway, guys, I totally get what he's talking about. And ladies, that is why. Because a lot of times a man will accept you for who you are. If you're a loner, weirdo, whatever have you, as people call you, a man will typically accept you for who you are. Even though some women have a hard time dating as well, because dudes may be into that mindset of, I don't want to try that, I don't want to try this. They just live within their bubble. But love who you love, go where you're celebrated at the end of the day, man. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about this video. Comment below, like, share, comment, and subscribe. Much blessings and abundance. Stick around for the next videos. It's going to pop up on the screen below. That's where I'm going to see you guys at. It's your favorite everything. This is Wisdom. I'm the best. Let's run it up to 1 million. Quit playing with me. Peace.